Alright guys, welcome back. We are playing Higurashi When They Cry. Chapter 6, Tsumihoroboshi. Everything is terrible. Um, Rena, Rena's running into aliens and maggots, and she's preparing to fight back, whatever that means exactly. It's over. Like, what do we do? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do about poor Rena? I really have no idea. Um, I mean, it's just like what I've said, I guess. Keiichi. Keiichi's the only one who can do anything, maybe. But I'm worried when he shows up and tries to help her, she's gonna say that he's an alien with red eyes, and she's gonna start killing him. So that's what it feels like we're going to, right? Like this mirrors chapter one in a lot of ways, right? Just like Keiichi with Rena and Mion at the end of chapter one, that really seems like the point that Rena's at, if not like even worse, right? Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We've cleared everything up. We've made it very clear that, like, at least in my mind, that yeah, just Rena is what do we do? Right? She's wrong about her idea of there being a secret cabal that is out to kill her. Although there is secretly actually some people in a white van looking for her, but I think that's a completely separate thing that isn't actually anything to do with like the Hinamizawa cult reviving Oyashiro-sama, whatever, right? So I don't know. What do we do? We gotta go, I guess. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, good. Great. Even if I turned on the light in my hideout, nobody would see it because of the piles of abandoned cars in the way. Just the vibrant, like, blood red. It's so. Man, just ran away from home in the middle of the night in her hidey hole at the garbage dump. Like, how did we get here? How did we get here? Well, we know how we got here. Just, it's really crazy to think about it, I suppose. While I'm aware of that, I decided not to turn it on, just in case. It's a bit scary to hide in this quiet place, alone in the dark, holding my breath. I'd have to keep myself busy with something. But my brain won't work properly, so I don't even have the energy to think about what to do from now on. It's like she can. Oh god, like it's so. Oh, man. It just paints like her descent into mental instability so well. You know, the way she can't even, like, just this is so telling, like her saying this, like, it's like she's aware of it on some level, of course she is, I guess. Not that she thinks she's like completely delusional or anything, right? But just like, can't trust her own brain or anything. Holding her breath just out. It's just such a powerful picture in my mind, just her, how pitch black it must be out here in the middle of nowhere. However, I don't have the courage to lie down to sleep and regain my strength, either. Every time I heard or thought I heard a suspicious sound, I'd gasp and stare into the dark. That's all I did all night. Good, good. Oishi believes that the Sonozaki family was behind the conspiracy, but he can't do much without solid evidence. For that, he has to locate the facility where they're doing research on the parasite. But we've no idea where it is. Could be Erie, yeah. I think the Erie Clinic is still the most likely site, but I have no credible evidence. And I think that's half true in a sense, because I think Erie does have something to do with like the syringe and all of that and whatever all that means in relation to, I don't think it's the parasite though, but really, I don't think they do their research in a place so obvious, even I could guess it. They might be using one of the bomb shelters that was built during the war as some kind of secret underground research center. Now that I come to think about it, I remember a secret building nobody is allowed into on the premises of the Furude Shrine. The Saiguden. God, what would Rena think if she saw what was inside the Saiguden, huh? Like, oh man. I think it's called the Ritual Storehouse. According to Miyo-san's research, the Furude Shrine is the center of the local research of Oishiro-sama. Research worship. Jesus. The priest keeps the tools for ceremonies in the ritual storehouse. One of the ceremonies is the bizarre festival, Watanagashi, and so the shrine storage must be something very sacred. If I remember right, Watanagashi was also a medical ritual designed to vaccinate and immunize people against the all too strong parasites. That means the tools they used for Watanagashi were medical ones. If my guess is right, the ritual storehouse is the most sacred place in the village, as well as the most appropriate building to use for medical purposes. It's suspicious. There might be a secret research center in the ritual storehouse. I don't think so. Ah, damn it. The police should be performing a raid on the ritual storehouse, not the Eerie Clinic. Why didn't I think of that when I was talking with Oishi on the phone earlier? I hope Orishi realizes this too. What it does make me think about is just the weird shit when Shion was in the Saiguden in Chapter 5, right? The stamping, the feet stamping on the ground, right? Like, what the hell was that? You know, is there something about the Saiguden is important? We know that there is the statue of Oshiro-sama in there, right? Um, and it's like when Shion was there, that's the only time that the thing behind her had like that meaningful presence, wasn't it? Right? Like stomping its feet on the ground like that. Hmm. I don't know. I don't know. That just feels like connected, right? I hope Oishi realizes this too. Should I go back to the phone booth and tell him about the ritual storehouse? Oh god, you can't go out there though. Come on. But when I thought that, I heard a car coming closer. I held my breath. Oh god, she is so terrified. It's not normal for a car to come here this late at night. I thought about many possible scary scenarios, which made me nervous. After a while, I saw the headlights of the car near the former dam construction office. Who would it be? Would it be the white van? How would they possibly know she's here? Who knows she's here? Keiichi, right? Would Keiichi have told anyone? Okay, because here's the thing. I gotta try and preempt it, right? In the last subchapter, we kept having these issues that Rena would bring up that seemed like these terrifying things, and we would immediately have these answers that just seem so obvious and make so much sense, right? So, would Keiichi have told anyone that he thinks Rena would be here? We know there's a bunch of people out there looking for her, right? Probably not, right? How would anyone else know? The only people who know about her secret spot are Keiichi and his friends, right? So therefore it doesn't have to be Keiichi, I guess, right? Like it could have been Mion, it could have been anyone, I guess, you know? Could be Rika, Sadako, I don't know. I don't know how the white van people would know that she's here, I guess. The car must have passed by me and gone to the office. But it's a deserted, empty office building. There's nothing there, or it's someone here for a different purpose. It's not a place where people would visit this late at night. While I was staring into the dark, the engine of the car stopped, and its headlights were turned off. I could see 2 flashlights flickering in the darkness. The lights moved into the office building. They must think I'm hiding there. Oh god, oh god. What else would people be doing here? I held my breath and kept watch on their movements. I can't tell who they are. But I bet they're pawns of the Sonozaki family, or they're people with the white van group. They knew that I ran away from home. They must be looking for me everywhere in the village. Though I needed to conceal my breath, my face started feeling itchy, and I had an urge to stretch my legs. My own body infuriated me. Oh. The humidity made me sweat all over, so the back of my knees and my neck had been itchy for quite a while. Scratching would make an unbelievably loud noise, so I decided not to scratch anymore. God, she is so... yeah. It usually doesn't make any noise when I just scratch some mosquito bites. I'm probably just being nervous and overreacting. There's quite the distance between me and them, and I'm in the dark, holding my breath. They wouldn't notice it even if I sneezed, let alone scratched myself. But I didn't want to make any noise at all, so I tried to forget the itchiness. But after all that, I ended up scratching everywhere like mad. Oh. I have to live in hiding like this for a while. I don't know how long I can go on when I'm so nervous on just the first night. I need to toughen up more so I can remain placid, even in a situation like this. Is she gonna go to school ever again? Is she just gonna be here forever? Like what? I mean, what is the plan? I forced myself to relax, scratched my neck without hesitation, and tried to cope with the sticky sweat all over my body. I started getting hungry. My stomach growled. That's a good sign, though, since it means I'm starting to relax. I can't eat yet, though. It'd make a lot of noise. I decided to wait until they finished looking for me and went away. Go away. Go away. I can eat if you go away. It seemed like the intentions I was sending out bore fruit. They had stopped looking around the building. So who are these people, right? Could it be... I guess like an idea that just kind of popped into my mind is that if this is like the white van group, whoever the hell they are or something, I wonder if they also, if they're like using this old abandoned like building here, like the old office building as some kind of like meetup point, as some kind of like base of operations for whatever the hell they're fucking doing. I don't know. I don't know. It's a pretty convenient spot, right? The old abandoned dam site, but I don't have a reason to think that other than like maybe. However, I must have concentrated my thoughts too strongly. They were pointing their flashlights in my direction. Oh, she fought too much. Obviously, of course, right. Did they notice me? No. Not only that, they're walking towards me. Oh, God. I made my body as small as possible, hid under the blanket, and listened for their footsteps as carefully as I could. All the while, I heard their footsteps coming closer and closer. Since the footsteps were coming straight towards me, they must already know where I am, I think. It's scary. Oh god, what does she do? I bet she probably has her hatchet in there. Please don't attack them, whoever they are. But there's no way they already know where I am. If they did, they wouldn't have wasted their time looking for me around the office building. Sure? And they wouldn't walk as slowly as they did. It's just a coincidence that they're walking in this direction. Since I'm hiding under the blanket, I can't see who they are. I don't know where they're shining their flashlights, so I can't stick my head out from the window to see who they are either. I just have to stay motionless like a rock until I sense they're gone. They stopped when they came near my hideout. Oh my god. I'm just imagining it, just being under a blanket, in this car in the pitch black, hearing these footsteps. They walk up, they stop right there. Oh god, I could hear their conversation. Sonozaki gangster, right. Well, it kinda is, right? If these are the Sonozakis, right, looking for her. I mean, we know that they are, for, like, genuine actual reasons. Oh god. Normally we don't have red text for... Do we normally have red text for people talking when Red is head? Actually, no, I think we do, right? It's just the red text is so vibrant now, it feels so weird. I could tell by the sound of their footsteps that they went separate ways, and that each of them is walking around the piles of trash separately. I made this hideout out of an abandoned car. I just redecorated it. So on the outside, it still looks nothing other than an abandoned car. But once you look inside, you can instantly tell it's more than that. So, if they look inside, I'm done for. It's obvious that they're looking for me. Are they a Sonozaki Corps attack unit? If they find me, I'll be killed for sure. I know all too well that this place is perfect for murdering people. I guess she does. I guess that's true. Yeah. Oh man, I killed 2 people here myself. If I can do it, it would be no problem for them, because they're real professional killers. Even so, there's nothing I can do right now. I just have to pray that they'll leave here soon. At that time, I heard a slight beeping sound. Achi. We've never heard that name. I think. Oh, right. The message has been passed along. Okay. I see. Oh, God. Who even is Gogura in relation to here? I have absolutely no idea, but sure. Oh, God. Oh, this is so bad. Oh, wait. Really? Wait. What? Wait, what? What are we talking about? What? But that's not why they were looking for her. What do you mean? Didn't Mion just tell, didn't Kasai and Shion and Mion and everyone collaborate to send them to look for her because they were worried? What are we talking about, Bio Takano scrapbooks? Why are we bringing that up now? I thought we were past that. Oh, God. What do you mean he wants them? Oh, no. What? What? So that is actually a thing? Am I insane? Oh, God. Like, what do you mean? Like, I thought we were over all of this, right? I thought we had figured out that it actually had nothing to do with that, and that the only reason they were looking for her was for these innocent reasons, But, like, what do you mean? Who wants her scrapbooks? Okay, no. Okay, listen. Maybe the name tag Sonozaki Gangster is lying to me, and these aren't Sonozaki gangsters, right? These aren't the people we think they are at all, right? Maybe that's what's going on here. And that this is like the white van group or whatever, who probably actually are linked to Takano and actually do want the scrapbooks. Who is he? I don't know. Is that Cope? Does that make sense? But then how did they get the message that she's in Gogura, though? Well, I guess they could have gotten it from somewhere. Maybe, right? Well, no. Like, what do you mean he recalled the others? Well, no, because that could still make sense. God, but no, I mean, not really. I mean, maybe, kinda, right? Like, except the ones who were watching our house. I mean, we know the Sonozakis were outside our house. Kasai was out there, right? But, like, maybe so were these people who actually aren't Sonozakis and the game is lying to me. Maybe that makes sense, right? I heard their footsteps going further, and then I didn't hear them anymore. After a while, I heard the engine of their car starting. I finally got out from under the blanket and looked outside the window, because it's over now. Right? Like, what the hell? I guess Rena was already convinced that she was right and that they were looking for her for that, but now she has incontrovertible, absolute evidence that that is what is going on. So, like... maybe... okay, or maybe when they say this, they're referencing the intentions of another group and not themselves. Okay, listen, hear me out, right? Maybe when they say Rena Ryugu has Mia talking to scrapbooks and he wants them, they're not talking about, like, Yakuza boss Sonozaki guy. They're talking about he, as in, like, the white van people who are looking for them, right? And, like, this isn't, like, their goal right now. They need to look for her because she's, like, in danger because there's this other group looking for her who wants talking to scrapbooks. Is that just cope? Does that make any sense? Like, maybe, right? But I don't know. Maybe I'm insane. I just can't think of why the Sonozakis, if these are the Sonozakis, why they would know about or care or think anything about Takano's scrapbooks at all. Because our stated reason for why the Sonozakis are looking for her, from Mion and Shion and Kasai and all of that, is not this, right? So there's either A, in my mind, I mean, this doesn't have to be true. This is just my explanation that kind of fits with that. Either A, these are actually not the Sonozakis, and this name tag is lying to me, or B, when they say this, they're not referring to what they want. They're referring to, you know, they need to look for her for this reason, that he, whoever he is, wants these scrapbooks, so therefore she's, like, in danger, I guess, right? But, like, how would they know anything about any of that, you know? Like, I have no idea at all. I finally got out from under the blanket and looked outside the window. The car made a U-turn and drove away. The sound of the engine faded away into the darkness. Because there's no... But then they got the message that she's in Gogura. So I think these are the Sonozakis, probably. Right? There's not really anything that makes me think they're the Sonozakis otherwise, right? They don't really say. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure we will get an answer. I heaved a sigh of relief. I scratched at all of my itchy mosquito bites, wiped the sticky sweat off my face and neck, and finally allowed myself to cough. Oh, I'm terrified. I'd heard their conversation clearly. It's like one of them is, like, secretly still waiting here. Like, they tricked her, you know, one of them walked back and drove off, the other one is hiding in the shadows right next to the car. Imagine how Rena would react if that happened. Like, I'd heard their conversation clearly. They're the pawns of the Sonozaki Corps, without a doubt. Not exactly. I'm gonna say that they probably are. I don't think the game would just lie to me with the name tags like that, exactly. But then again, that's kind of like meta information, right? Because the name tags, those name tags on speakers don't even exist in, like, the original, right? So, I don't know. It matches with what Oishi told me. And they said something very important. They clearly said that they're after the scrapbooks. Yeah. Up until now, I'd only assumed that they were chasing after me because I had Mio-san's scrapbooks. I could have forced myself to believe that it was just my assumption. They said it loud and clear. Exactly. Yeah. We need to find Rena Ryugu. She has Mia talking to her scrapbooks. That's what they said. They also said they're keeping watch on my house. I'm not surprised. That's exactly what I would do if I were them. I can't go back to my house anymore. It's out of the question. But, in fact, they said something way more important than any of that. They said Rena Ryugu was seen in Gogura. Yeah. If I was in a normal situation, I'd probably think that somebody saw a lookalike, and I'd laugh out loud. But the situation is different now. Mio-san was dead, but she was at the festival. I'm here, but I was in Gogura. Mio-san wrote about it in her scrapbooks. I didn't want to believe it. Wait, okay. They're coming closer to me, and I don't mean the Sonozaki family. Something beyond common sense is about to happen. What is she thinking about, exactly? Should I fight, or should I run? And I don't even know what I should do. I feel like I'm rooted to the spot with fear. Am I about to be eaten? No, no, no. I don't want to be eaten alive. I want to run away if I can't win. If I can't run, I want to fight. I'm going to be happy. I know I am. I'm not going to sit pretty and let them get to me. Or let them get me. But the enemy Mio-san foretold of in the scrapbooks is coming closer to me, and it's starting to eat me up. I'm in the garbage dump, alone. If I disappeared right now without anybody knowing it, the person who is in Gogura would replace me and start living my life. I guess that would happen. Okay, I just went back and reread some of the stuff in the last chapter, because I was misremembering this Gogura stuff. So, Mion said to Keiichi that she was going to come up with the idea that Rena was spotted in Gogura to try and get the cops, because Oishi, okay, Rena told Oishi last time about the scrapbooks and stuff, and about, Oishi found out that the Sonozakis were after her and all of this, so he sent the cops out to look for her, right? And Mion's idea was to try and spread it to the cops, the idea that Rena was found or was seen in Gogura, right? So those Sonozaki gangsters, no, I don't think it was the Sonozaki gangsters or the White Van people, they were the cops, right? And that's what they were talking about with the scrapbook stuff, because that's what Rena told Oishi last time, and that's why the cops are looking for her, and that's why they got the message about Gogura. I don't remember what I was thinking about Gogura, but no, that makes way more sense. I don't know why I, had that all confused, but I got it all figured out now, right? So we're good. So, most likely, those people who were just looking for her were the cops, right? And, yeah, okay, we're good now, we're fine, I got it all figured out. The person who is in Gogura would replace me and start living my life. Now, what the hell is she thinking right now? I couldn't tell you. Nobody would notice the change. My father wouldn't notice it. My friends wouldn't notice it. It would replace me without having anyone else notice it. Oh, one of the aliens. Okay. Good. Wait. Many people close to me might have been replaced already. That's right. The Sonozaki family is plotting bioterrorism. But that's only a part of what they are planning. Mice possessed by them don't get scared of cats. As a result, they don't run away. They'll be eaten by the cats, and they can move into the cats' bodies. Mice are only used by them for that purpose. It's not that they lose their fear of cats in order to help them achieve their purpose. The same thing goes with the Sonozaki family. They think they're doing things by their own will, but they're just helping them without realizing it. That's exactly how they've lived since long ago, being the parasites. We're nothing but a bunch of mice to them. Most mice are stupid. They don't even notice their existence. They help them to achieve their purpose, thinking they're living their lives by their own will. But very rarely, a mouse with wits is born. This mouse notices that he's being used, and he also notices their existence. But nobody believes him, so it's not a big deal. He starts thinking that it was his mistake, and he gets swallowed by them. Eventually, he disappears. Oh god, Rena. But even more rarely, a mouse appears from nowhere, notices their existence, and objectively proves it. That mouse was Mio-san. To them, this mouse was a rare and very dangerous existence. Oh, I just think she has it so backwards. I really do. I think Takano is like the enemy in some sense, I think she is really... Oh, God. But that seems so crazy, because Takano's dead, allegedly, apparently, maybe, seemingly, right? So, of course that'd be hard for Rena. It's, That's why they resorted to unbelievably bold and violent methods to try to eliminate that mouse when it appeared. But surprisingly, we knew about those measures. The stupid mice don't believe it, but the stupid mice don't believe it. They don't notice that they are forcing them to not believe it, and that they're helping them in the end. Yeah, all of this, I guess, seems like we are not going to be able to convince Rena in any way, logically, right? We are not going to be able to go... Keiichi's not going to be able to show up and, talk to her and get this all figured out, right? Oh, God. Ooh, fades away. They killed Mio-san. And they tried to replace her, but they made a mistake. We found the real corpse of Mio-san. That's why they failed to replace her. They'll try to kill me and replace me, too. Or they'll replace my friends, in order to get close to me. They'll look just like the real people, but they're totally different inside. They're an abnormal existence that's beyond our imagination. I know they'll appear. No, they're already here. It appeared the day after Mio-san died, and it appeared in Gogura tonight. They'll keep coming. They're openly after me now. So it's like the thing that looked just like, because of Takano already being dead, as Oishi said, right? There must have been a doppelganger, skinwalker, alien shapeshifter that replaced Takano. I guess that makes sense. I guess that's probably right. It's right. That's probably accurate. And then there's one of Rena walking around. There's just a bunch. There's just a bunch of them. Okay, sure that might be it. You never know. They'll keep coming. They'll keep coming. Right then, I heard somebody coming down the slope. Oh God. I concealed my presence again and looked at the direction where the footsteps were coming from. I could see one flashlight. Keiichi? It looked like there was only one person now. Who is it? This late at night. Its shadow is very small. I can tell it isn't an adult. Rika? That's kind of the only other thing I can think. Or Sadaka. I mean, it could be Sadaka. I don't know why it would be, but like, maybe. I felt a chill running through my body. Or it could be, I don't know. I guess it could be anything. I don't know. An alien. It shined the flashlight towards my hideout, and its footsteps were coming straight towards me. It's different from the other guys earlier. I can tell by the sound of the footsteps that it knows I'm hiding here for sure. No, it must just be a coincidence. I should just conceal myself again. I can make it through this again. I made it through last time. I need to hide. I need to hide. Ooh, that's such a... Her saying I made it through last time. That feels so relevant for, like, her as a character. Just, like, all the stuff she went through in the past with her mom's divorce and everything. And then the stuff with Rena and Tepe and all of that, right? And this is just another... It's like it just keeps piling up, you know? Yeah. Until she can't do it anymore. I guess that's the point, right? Because she tries to tackle these things alone. I poured the blanket over myself, made myself as small as possible, and kept telling myself that I was a stone. But the footsteps kept coming closer and closer. Oh God. Are they real? Do you think they're... Or is it like the, you know, the footsteps? Right? Because I think the... Because, well, I don't know. And it knocked on the door of my hideouts. Oh God, I got like goosebumps with that sound. I opened my eyes wide. I broke out in a nervous sweat. Not wanting to believe that the sound I heard was a knock, my mind went completely blank. But it knocked on the door again. God. I could feel a light shining on the blanket. It might be shining the flashlight on me. But I still held back my fear. This music is really calming. As long as I don't move, it can't put a finger on me. I kept telling myself that as if I was casting a spell. I tried not to shake in fear. It laughed. It has laughed at me because I thought I was still hiding perfectly. Is that Rika? I think it's Rika. But I still tried. Because if I got out of the blanket... Yeah, that is Rika. That's the Doomer Rika. What is she doing? What is she doing? Oh, so Rena's gonna think she's a skinwalker, alien, shape-shifting monster demon parasite, right? Like, okay, yeah, great, good. Oh. I threw off the blanket and saw the owner of the voice. Oh, God. Rika, what are we doing? It is Rika-chan. Rika, what are we doing right now, right? Okay. Here's what I think. Of course Rika knows where Rena is. She's probably seen this 5,000 times or something, right? Like, I bet everything that's happened in this arc, or at least, like, the basic outline of all of this, of course she knows where Rena's hidey hole spot is, obviously, right? Of course she does. And she's probably seen this kind of thing play out before, right? One... I wonder if she has the syringe and she's about to try and inject Rena. I assume that's about what is about to happen. She tried to do that in Chapter 5 as well. Failed horribly. Is she going to fail again? Is Rena about to cave her skull in with a hatchet? Maybe. Interesting. I do wonder, if Keiichi's whole speech and everything, about friendship and what that means and everything earlier in the chapter, I wonder if that is something that Rika has seen before or not, because it did seem to affect her so strongly, so powerfully, right? So I wonder if what she's doing right now is something she hasn't tried before. I wonder, right? It just all depends on how all this timeline stuff works for her, I guess, right? How long she's been doing this, how many things she has tried. She hasn't given up, so, you know, I feel like whatever she's about to do which I assume she has the syringe, and she's going to try and inject Rena, and I don't think that's going to happen. However, that either Rika's going to run away or she's going to die. I don't know. Because Rena will not let that happen. Oh God, I just want to know what's going on in Rika's head, right? Like, what is she doing right now? What does she think? Okay, we got to see what she's actually doing here. Now, why is she here? Why did she come here to see me? I don't understand why she came all the way here alone this late at night. I realized all of a sudden. And there have been these obvious parallels between, like, Rena and Rika and, like, their struggle for, like, happiness and to not give up and all of that, right? I think that feels very powerful and meaningful. Which is interesting. I realized all of a sudden. She looks just like Rika-chan on the outside, but she's not her. It is just copying her appearance. It came to Mio-san, to me, and to Rika-chan. Yeah. I decided to talk aggressively on purpose in order to work up courage before my fear crushed me down. Oh, God.
Me.
Oh, yay! Right. It answers just like the Rika-chan I know. Because I don't think Rika has any nefarious intentions right now, but, like, there's no way she's gonna be able to act in a way that doesn't set Rena off, right? Like, I mean, it's impossible, right? But I know it's not Rika-chan. Rika-chan wouldn't come to a place like this so late at night. Oh, God. And what's crazy about that is Rika kind of has, like, a personality crisis, too. Like, so, does she think of herself as Rika-chan anymore, exactly? You know what I mean? Like, the one that they know. Right? Like, this feels very relevant to, like, the way Rika portrays herself and the way she thinks about her own situation and all of that. The weird, like, split personality almost that she's, like, developed, you know? Ooh, not my friends. What do you even say, huh? Rika looked stunned for a while. She looked as if she didn't understand what I was talking about. But she pretended like that for too long. If she really didn't know what I was talking about, she wouldn't be able to stand the silence for this long. But she kept quiet, of course, right? And she finally showed her true character. Oh no. Rika, what are we doing? Rika, we gotta work on this. We can't be so creepy. I don't know, right? Like, she's, Akasaka didn't listen to you when you were like this. We gotta, maybe I shouldn't be trying to coach her on this, though. She's been doing this a lot longer than me. Maybe this is just how it has to be. Maybe she knows no one will take her seriously unless she's like this. Or she's just kind of losing her mind. Wouldn't blame her, I guess, Like, but that can't be the right approach when you are talking to the girl who thinks there's alien shapeshift parasite, demon, skinwalker, doppelgangers walking around. It laughed. It laughed at me because I figured out something that was almost impossible to figure out. That it was not Rika. It didn't answer my question. It kept laughing for a while. And then it looked straight into my eyes in a way Rika-chan never did before, and it said this. Ooh, yeah. Oh, I see. Oh, God. Oh, it's so over. No. Interesting. Penetrated her disguise. That is such a... Okay, one, they're, like, talking about totally different things, right? Like, it's completely different, right? The way that they're both engaging with this conversation. Like, sure, right? I think this is really bad for Rika, right? Like, her saying that, like, it's a disguise, the way that she acts and everything. It's like Rika is just lost herself completely and is, like, dead inside and is just... She's so... It feels like she's so close to giving up, I guess, right? With, like, her resignation to her fate and everything. I kind of get the idea that, like, Keiichi's speech, that it felt like it did impact her so much, did actually give her some last bit of hope, or some last bit of, like, push, I guess, right? Because it's like, if that's really how she views it, if she views, like, the Rika that we've known the whole time as a disguise in some way, that's really sad, right? Because then what? No one knows the real her. It's like that discounts the relationship she does have with everyone else, and that it's, like, not that I can blame her. Again, it's like, if my assumption of Rika's situation is true, which is just that she, unlike everyone else, has been living these timelines, like, sequentially, and, like, keeps the memories of them, basically, right? Unlike everyone else, then yeah, it's like, of course you would lose your mind, right? Like, all her stuff about boredom and all of that, right? Like, she's lived the same boring, horrible, like, decade over and over and over and over and over, right? Like, of course she's losing her mind, But, oh, God. She clearly spoke to me the things I was most afraid of. I was completely shocked. It's like she told me everything that could possibly scare me. I didn't want to hear any of this. It's something I can't possibly twist in a way I can comprehend. Oh, look at her. Oh, God. It's also possible I'm, like, missing something, obviously, right? Of course. I'm sure I don't have the full picture yet, but, like, I mean, I don't know. Like, is there some kind of deeper truth to, like, who/what Rika is? Beyond, because I guess, like, what's my idea about it, right? How do I think this started? That just somehow, for some reason, unlike everyone else, Rika can remember all these different timelines, as it, and, like, what is making these timelines happen and stuff, I have no idea. I mean, it seems like Rika's, like, death, right? Like, I mean, it's everyone dies at the end every time, right? So, I don't know. Like, from her perspective, maybe that's how it works, right? That in, like, a meta sense, it's almost like we've been from Rika's perspective the whole time, right? It's like every time she dies, I guess she just wakes up and it's a new timeline and her life has started over, right? That's kind of how I assume it is. So then I don't think she was anything but just a normal girl, just Rika, when that started somehow. That's kind of my assumption, right? Could there be more to it than that? That doesn't really answer why she's like this or what anything about this, I guess, Ooh. That is an interesting way to phrase that.
へえ、長いってどれくらいに？大したことはないわ。ほんの100年程度よ。
Ooh, it's been about 100 years. Has it been 100 years? Is that how long she has been, like, stuck like this, maybe? Right? The other idea, too, with all of this timeline stuff, is the stuff I talked about, like, early on a lot, about how it feels like the timeline, like, progresses forward a little bit every time, right? How, like, the stuff that happened really early on in Orikakshi seems like it happened in Chapter 2, and then, like, the stuff that happened early on in Chapter 2, like the going to the game store, Shion Mion with the doll, all that stuff, right? It seems like that happened in Chapter 3 early on. So it feels like the timeline, like the stuff that can change, maybe, right, is, like, getting shorter and shorter. So then I wonder if, from Rika's perspective, if she does live her whole life over and over again, or if it just starts from the point in which we start the game, right? But that doesn't really make sense because of, like, the Akasaka stuff, does it? Right? Like, at some point... Well, I don't know, maybe that just doesn't make any sense at all. Maybe she just does have to relive her entire life every time. Which would mean she's only done it, like, 10 times. But that feels weird to me, if she's only done it, like, 10 times. Because it feels like she has such knowledge of so much, right? Like, how... It would be hard for me to believe that it's only been 100 years, that she's only did it 10 times, if that's really how it is. Because, like, most of those years would just be wasted time, where she's a little girl who can't do anything. And then, all the stuff that she knows now, like, where the hell does she get the syringe? How did she even learn about this syringe? There's so much stuff she would have had to learn, and so much stuff she would have to, like, piece together, you know what I mean? That, I don't know. It feels like it would make more sense to me if the timelines actually are, like, shorter than her entire life. The same way the timelines have been, like, getting shorter for us, It's like it's been moving up every time, right? But I don't know. Yeah, right? God, Rena's not on the same page. We are not, I mean, obviously, they are talking about completely different things, right? Like, I'm contradicting myself. I know the person who's standing in front of me isn't Rika, but at the same time, I deny its existence. As long as humans hold this kind of emotion, they can never accept unknown existences. Is that calling me out for my rejection of so much, like, supernatural, potentially supernatural elements? Maybe. In other words, we can never accept them.
怯えなくていいわ。
Ooh.
あなたは社内。 私は社
Sure.
外。
Right? Uh-huh.
互いに相手に物騒なことをするのは
Ooh,
簡
that
単
is
じゃ
a
ない。
that is a very interesting way to phrase it. Makes me think of it on like a meta level or like symbolic for something else, right? Rika being the one outside the car, right? Like everyone else is in the car. They're in the, like I guess they're in like experiencing normal linear time and just like they're in the car, right? Rika is outside of it, I suppose, right? Like from her perspective, it's like she's lived all of these different timelines and all this different stuff, right?
お互いに都合のいい距離だと思うけど、
Interesting.
私が何百年生きていようとも、 フルで
Ooh.
リカは所詮小さな子供だもの。
I guess my idea is that it's like Rika has just completely disassociated from like her own identity and her own self as time has gone on, right? I don't think Rika is like a separate entity at all, I suppose, right? Or this idea of like a separate personality has kind of developed itself within her as time has gone on, just like the way people change as they grow up in real life, right? So she keeps being stuck back in this body, right, of little girl Rika, and it just doesn't feel like her anymore, right? So of course she's made like this separation mentally in her head, of herself and Rika, right? Yeah.
あなたに腕力で勝てると思ってないわ。むしろ逆上したあなたに飛びかかられないか。
Yeah,
不安
right?
なのはこっちの方なんだから。
Like stuff like that is what makes it clear to me that she must have experienced this kind of thing before, right? I realized that this creepy thing that looks just like Rika was only here to talk to me. I felt my tension fade away a little bit. But still, I don't know what she wants to talk to me about at a place like this, so late at night. I'm like a fish on a cutting board. There's nothing I can do other than to wait and see what's going to happen. I waited for it to make a move for a while, and then it opened its mouth again.
あなたは何かに怯えている。
Right?
それは正解。
Through you, Rika, I think. It uses sarcasm. Rika-chan's cute face looked uglier than ever when it smiled. I held back my fear and tried to reply firmly.
ええ、おかげさまで。
Ooh.
そう。何に怯えているの？あんたらが
Hmm.
一番よくわかっているくせに。
Maybe so. Maybe she does, right? I can't help but view this all in the lens of like the similarities between the struggles Rena and Rika are having, I guess. It told me earlier that we were safe from each other because one was in the car and the other was standing outside. But it's obvious that I'm the one who is being driven into a corner. Interesting. While I'm talking to it, I could be being surrounded by its minions. It's just like every line just makes me think so much, right? Because this is like how Rika feels, right? Like Rika has been driven into a corner so much. Like Rena and Rika have such similar things. This whole idea of this struggle for happiness and everything and all of that, right? Struggling to achieve their goal and like live and be happy and it's all of that, right? For Rika, it's just so much worse, right? Like she has been beaten down and like basically almost given up. She seems so resigned to it, right? She seems like she's the one so driven into a corner, which is interesting. I mean, it kind of feels like it furthers that like car inside outside the car analogy to me, because again, it's like, yeah, it's like if you're the one inside the car, the people who experience these timelines individually, you don't have the opportunity to change anything the same way Rika does with her memories of the timelines and her ability to, do stuff with those memories and like change things, right? So it feels like in that way you were like trapped, it's like you're like, I guess imagine the car being a singular like timeline, I guess, right? We've always just been in the car, the same way a car like drives in a straight line too. You're just on a path, right? You're just on a path of a timeline. You don't know where it's headed. You don't have memories of the future, right? You have no idea, you don't know what's gonna happen. You're in the car, right? Rika's the one outside the car. She can walk wherever she wants. She can do anything because she has all of these memories. She can, she would have the ability to change things. She would have the ability to do stuff, right? Which it feels like she's been trying to do for so long. Like what she said to Akasaka, right? Her goal is just for it's everyone to live and be happy, basically, right? And yet it's Rika who has been, like, driven into a corner in a sense, isn't it? Right? Like, it's like having all of that, having that ability to change stuff, having that ability to, you know, be the only person with memories of the previous timelines that could let her, like, do stuff to avoid the horrible future that they're barreling towards. Well, she can't still, right? If anything, it just made her more nihilistic than ever, you know? I guess that's like the idea that it's almost like you'd be happier not knowing what's in the future and just, you know, waiting for the volcano to erupt, right? As Rena would put it. Just live every day as happily as you can, and then it's over, right? Rika doesn't get the opportunity to do that, does she? Because when she dies, it starts over. She doesn't get to, you know? She has to change it. She has to do something to prepare for the volcano. She can't just live every day as happily as she wants, because it won't end. There's no moment where she can just accept that the happy days are over. The universe won't let her, or whatever it is that's given her this power, or however it works, right? Okay. Anyway, I just think that's I think that's very interesting to me, because for Rika, it's kind of like the chains of, like, freedom. It's in the chains of freedom. You know what I mean? Like, she, having been given this ability to potentially change things and have these memories and be the only person who could potentially save us from this horrible future that we're always headed towards, right? Has led her to this, right? Has led her to not losing herself completely and being so nihilistic and being so, you know. Yeah. While I'm talking to it, I could be surrounded by its minions. I got scared and tried to listen to the sounds of my surroundings carefully. Oh, God. I'm sure you did. It's Rika, if you want to help people, right? Listen. If you want to help people, you can't be so creepy, okay? No one, like, this, it's not gonna work, all right? So we really gotta work on this. That's your assignment for the next timeline, when everyone dies horribly in this one, or something, right? Like, we gotta work on this. We really gotta work on this. I think she is. I think she is indeed. Ooh, right. Okay, so she does have it. It's trying a bit of a different strategy than she did with Shion. Huh? With Shion, she just jumped on her and tried to attack her with it, and it did not work at all. What's she gonna do? Because Rena's gonna say no, right? It put its hand in its pocket and took out a small case. It opened the case and showed me what was inside. What was in there made me gasp in surprise. Yeah, a syringe indeed. It's not normal for a person to carry around a syringe. I have no idea what's going on, but what Rika-chan is holding in her hand is a syringe. There's no way I can twist that fact around. I literally believe you. I actually believe you, so... God. I wonder if Rika actually knows. Does Rika actually know what's going on? Or has she just tried to piece stuff together and all she knows about this syringe is that it can cure people when they're going crazy like this, right? Like, do you think Rika even knows the answers, right? Like, maybe not, probably not, right? Like, I don't know. Oh. Okay. So there was a drug used on Tomitake, huh? I mean, that does make sense, probably, right? Maybe. Because all we know is talking about something to do with that, right? With what happened to Tomitake. Okay. Yeah, sure. But, like, what is... but that's just really hard for me to accept. It's hard for me to accept that there really is a drug that makes you kill yourself. You know? It giggled. Even though, I guess, like, in Chapter 5, it's like, we saw that, basically, right? When... Okay, so, like, then what's happening, right? So then what the hell is happening, right? What is going on with the syringe and the drug? Right, because when Rika was injected with it by Shion in Chapter 5, she ripped out her own throat very shortly after, right? So, is it just, like... Is it just... Well, I was gonna say, like, does the drug just have a different effect if you are being affected by the crazy shit that makes you go crazy, and it, like, fixes it, and if you don't, then it makes you rip out your own throat? One, that just seems like crazy. Like, I don't know. Two, Keiichi ripped out his own throat at the end of chapter 1, for example, and as far as I know, he was never injected with a drug unless he was running through the mountains or ran to Takano or something. Like, maybe, I guess, right? And 3, that kind of contradicts what she just said, because then it's not a different drug, it's the same drug, you know? And she would know that, because she ripped out her own throat in the last timeline, right? So maybe she could just be lying, or maybe there really are 2 drugs. But no, but that doesn't really make any sense, because again, it's like we saw Rika rip out her own throat in the last timeline, right? With the drug that she was trying to cure Shion with, which I certainly believe that's what she was trying to do. There was no reason she would just be walking up to Shion to inject her with this evil drug that makes her rip out her own throat for fun, right? Like, why would Rika do that, you know? So no, it had to be a cure. I think it just has to have a different effect, right? But then, like, so then what do I think happened with Tomitake? Like, Takano... Okay, so here's my idea. Eri developed this drug that's supposed to cure the crazy shit that makes you go crazy because of what happened to Satoshi and his connection with all of that, right? And, like, maybe Eri is the one, you know, my whole idea that Eri is the one who made Satoshi disappear in the first place, right? That Eri could see what was happening to Satoshi, right? And, like, he tried to, like, save him or something or whatever, right? And that is what has led Eri to developing this drug that can cure the crazy shit that makes you go crazy, right? He has, like, personal motivation for that. Makes sense to me. Takano, working under Eri as a nurse at the Eri clinic, she loves the lore, she loves the crazy shit that makes you go crazy, or she knows something about it or thinks it's interesting, or I don't know what her motivations are at all. She, stole some of it and injected Tomitake with it for fun? Maybe, right? Like, that's possible. Why would she do that? I don't know. I guess I don't need a motivation yet. I can just say that I think that's what happened, because I think that is what happened. Maybe just, like, what? Out of interest? Out of her desire to continue the curse? Out of her... You know? I guess, right? But it's just, that's such a weird thing for the drug to do, right? I guess we just don't know anything about it, right? We have no idea what the drug is, if it's, like, even a normal drug of any kind, or what the crazy shit that makes you go crazy is, or how any of it works, or anything at all, right? But I guess that's my idea. Rika, with her crazy timeline knowledge, knows about the drug, knows where it is, she just, like, steals it. She breaks in and steals it from Eri's place, or whatever, right? Okay, sure. I mean, all that makes sense to me. I guess. There's so many, like, loose ends, though. There's so many things that I'm just thinking about that, like, I feel like should happen, and didn't happen, and it's, like, weird, like... If Rika and Eri are on the same side in all of this, and they both are just trying to cure the crazy shit that makes you go crazy, like... Was Eri's goal, like in chapter 3 with Keiichi, to just sedate him and then try and inject him with this drug? But that feels like a pretty risky thing to do, considering it seems like if you're wrong, a side effect of it is you kill yourself, right? That's pretty rough. And then Eri dying at the end of chapter 3 as well. I have no idea what that was all about. No, I don't know. A lot of that stuff makes sense to me, and I feel like I'm piecing stuff together, but there's just so many loose ends, I just have no idea what to make of at all, right? Like, it feels like if Rika and Eri are seemingly working for the same idea, for the same thing, which is just to cure this crazy thing that's making everyone kill each other and themselves, why it doesn't seem like they're working together in any sense. I guess it'd be pretty hard for Rika to go up to Eri and, like, try, how would she convince him, I guess, you know? I don't know. We gotta continue. It isn't the giggling that scares me. I'm scared that it admitted the cause of Tomitake-san's death so easily. And it also admitted the direct cause of the maggot disease that Tomitake-san died from. Okay, like... I take Rika's words as gospel. So, I'm gonna trust her when she says this. But I also feel like it's not a different drug. I'm gonna trust her that it is a drug that was used to kill Tomitake. But I think this is the same one. And I think she might just be saying this to try and convince Rena. But, like... Or Rika doesn't even know. Rika could just not know the details either, right?
私にも
Hmm.
あの死に方をさせるつもりなんでしょ。そしてゴグラに現れたレナが私に入れ替わって一見
Rena
伯
and
爵
Gogura. Right.
そういう魂胆なんでしょ。誰がそんな注射をするもんか。
Of course.
まあ嫌がるとは思う。
Yeah, I'm sure she did.
明らかに怪しいしね。
Right.
分かってるじゃないの。ならどうするの？富武さんみたいに集団で襲って無理やり注射でもするの？
Tomitake-san's autopsy report said that he had bruises on his body that proved he was fighting against several people right before he died. That means they must have ganged up on him and gave him the shot against his own will. Probably, right? But like what? Like, did Tomitake have anything to do with all the weird shit going on with Takano? Or is he just an innocent victim that she just latched onto as a test subject or something, right?
無理に襲って注射したいけど、
Yeah.
あまりうまくいった話はないわ。
She would know. She would know.
だから無理やりってのはもう諦めてる。
Okay, so what's the plan?
だからあなたの自由意志に任せることにする。
She's still talking in past tense, though.
ふざけないで。そんな薄気味悪い注射誰が使うものか。私もそのあたりは悩んだわ。
How many times do you think she's been through this like same situation?
どうなだめすかせばあなたに注射できるかをね。強引にも無理だし、理解も得られないし。なら結局私はあなたの判断に任せるほかないってこと。
I have to let you choose to take it. That is an interesting idea, right? Just this whole idea of like not being able to force it on people. You know, this syringe somehow being like the salvation of the situation, right? And it all comes down to you having to choose it, you know? That feels like thematically important to me in some way. I don't really know what to connect it to of, you know, in the story other than this, I guess, you know, but that it just comes down to your choice, I suppose. That is interesting.
そんなのは聞くまでもない。誰がそんな見えすいた罠にかかるか。
It's just hopeless, right? Of course.
想定通りの反応よ。
God, Rika.
どうせ期待してなかったし。
It heaved a sigh, made a gesture as if it is mocking me, and smiled bitterly. Ooh. It looked as if it was saying that I'm a lower animal that can't understand it's being given a chance for salvation. And with how twisted Rika's mind is from all of this, so you might literally be thinking of her like that, right? Like, Rika feels so detached from everything and so unable to, you know, like, think of things normally that, yeah. I kind of wanted to say I'll take the shot on a dare, but I know exactly what it is intending to do.
お前の仲間に注射には失敗したと伝えるがいい。私は負けない。
She doesn't have anyone to tell. She is...
徹底的に抗ってやる。
She's in on it alone.
そして 1% にも満たないかもしれない勝機を掴んで必ずや
God.
貴様らを撃ち滅ぼしてやるから。
Like how frustrating that is, that Rena has such a strong passion, such a strong confidence and desire to fight back for this 1% chance of winning, when it feels like that's what Rika needs. You know, like, Rika needs that, right? But they're on the wrong, like, sides right now, you know what I mean? Like...
そう。ならばせいぜい頑張りなさいな。どうせもうすぐ滅ぶ世界だし。
Right, of course. What's interesting, though, about all of this, too, as long as we're talking about, like, Rika's whole weird timeline thing, is I think it's only for Rika, right? Like, we saw in Chapter 4... with that maybe being after the Chapter 3 timeline. Oishi was there, so maybe not, because Oishi was missing at the end of Chapter 3, then he was fine in Chapter 4. So that could have been a different timeline, and that had just happened again, right? But who knows, right? That was way after, like, Rika's death and everything, right? And, like, that world certainly hadn't ended, so... could just be only from Rika's perspective, which is a really sad thing to think, right? Like, from her perspective, yeah, she dies, she wakes up in a new timeline or whatever, but maybe it just keeps going for everyone else, right?
滅ぶ？あなたには関係のないことよ。井戸の中のカエルが井戸の外なんかに興味を持っても仕方ない。
Interesting. She loves her little analogies. At this stage of the game, it said something very dubious. That's how she thinks of, like, other people compared to her, I suppose, right? Yeah, the world outside. It'd just be so impossible to, like, have a normal attitude about life ever again. I tried hard to understand what this horrifying creature was trying to say.
私をこれからどうするつもりなの？私はどうもしないわ。好きにすればいい。
It's almost too easy. As far as I know, do whatever you want means ignorance or release when your enemy says it to you. Or at the very least, it isn't a bad thing. Or does it have another meaning? In that way, I overinterpreted the meaning of the sentence, but then it said it again. Like, it doesn't matter, right? It just doesn't matter. Yeah. Oh, God, such a corrosive, awful attitude to have, isn't it, right? Like, if Rika's thinking like this, it's gonna be really hard for her to ever win, isn't it? Yeah. Obviously, Rena's gonna take that as the skinwalker, parasite, demon, monster, alien, shapeshifter, doppelganger thing that's gonna replace her, right? And yet, the more she, thinking of her situation like this, that she can just try again next time, it's clear that the more she does this, the longer she goes, the more she loses herself and is unable to engage with anything normally, or, like, will ever be able to just live her life again. So this just can't be it, you can't approach it like this, I think, I was scared of it, like I'd be scared of a judge handing down a death sentence. But what, did she learn it was impossible? Not worth it? Just got tired of it. Makes sense. I can't blame her. Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, right? So then isn't it meaningful, right? Like, I guess it's unfair. Like, here's my thing on it, right? Is like, for everyone here, this is the only Hinamizawa they're gonna get, right? This is their life and this is it. So, I want to say that it's horrible to think of it like this. To think that, oh, I'll just let everyone here be doomed and die, and I'm not going to try and fix it all. And, I'm just going to try again next time, right? Because all those people here are just as real as all the people in the next Hinamizawa, right? Obviously. But I guess it really is just, like, impossible, right? Like, that's putting so much impossible weight on Rika's shoulders, right? That's what has led her to being like this, right? Is it's impossible to think of it like that and remain sane on any level, right? Because she can't, because she does keep failing, because she does keep, because she can't win every time, Yeah. That's how she has to think about it, to not, like, lose her mind, I guess, right? Just still, it's like that attitude. How is she ever gonna... I don't know. How are we ever gonna win, if that's how you think about it, Like, it was telling me scary things, one after the other. This was obviously a warning of Hinamizawa's destruction. It means the climax is coming soon. They have already prepared another Rena. Oh, God. When I lose to this fate, they are going to replace me with that Rena as if nothing happened. They're very well organized. What humans are most afraid of is for their lives to lose all value. Your life becomes worthless when you're told that you have a replacement. It's like an indirect death sentence. It closed the syringe case and put it back into its pocket. It turned around and started climbing up the slope. At the top, it looked back and spoke without as much as an evil smile. じゃあね。さよなら。このリュウグウレナ。God, it just hurts. It hurts so much. And I don't know. It's hard to say, because, like, I can't... It's so, like, realistic. It makes so much sense that Rika feels like this. But at the same time, it feels so... It creates, like, this distance. It creates, like, this feeling of unreality, right? Between, like, her and everyone else, and her friends and everything, It feels like, again, it's like, if this is her attitude, and this is the way she engages with everyone... And, like, maybe it's unavoidable that she's been led to this point. Then, like, what are we even... How is she gonna hold on to, like, that goal that she had, that she told Akasaka about in Chapter 4, right? How is she gonna, like... I don't know. Because it really is, it's like she's one step away. She's one step away from just giving up completely, in my mind, I guess, right? And just thinking none of it matters and it's just over, you know? Again, I guess not that I can blame her exactly, right? Like, it's... Oh, right. Yeah. It's not her who does it. Oh. No, that feels so meaningful, though, saying she's the only one, because of course she really is, right? She really is the only Rena, you know? There isn't really a next Rena, you know? It's... yeah. I wondered if my scream was reaching it. It looked at me coldly. It looked at me as if I was just an image of the past on a TV screen. Oh, interesting. She has really lost it, right? Like, it's so... oh, God, what do we do? What do we do? I don't know. That laughter gradually disappeared into the darkness. It disappeared into the darkness as well. I was the only one left there. I'm forsaken, and they don't care if I disappear. They told me I should struggle as much as I want, because it doesn't matter anyway. They already have a replacement. They don't need me in their Hinamizawa anymore, because my intuition is too sharp. When I realized that, I noticed that this garbage dump is a perfect grave for me. Then I realized that this place wouldn't work as a hideout anymore. I better start packing and move somewhere else. It told me to struggle as much as I want. I'm going to do just that, damn it. Damn it. I have to get ready to move out from here. I'm going to put everything back into my backpack. I have to leave here as soon as possible. The light of the flashlight wasn't enough to see by, so I turned the table lamp on. The light made things show up very clearly. When I reached my backpack, I realized something and gasped in surprise. The palm of my hand was covered with an eerie liquid. The syringe? Did Rika somehow, like, break it? I don't know. What? I thought I'd wiped off my sticky sweat earlier, but it wasn't my sweat. What are we? Okay. And where did this blood come from? Oh, it's blood. Okay. From her scratching herself, probably, right? That's the only thing I can think. I realized it right away. I was scratching the mosquito bites on my neck earlier, and I scratched them until it bled. Oh, yeah. Oh no, her blood. I'm scared about her seeing her own blood again. When I noticed that, I remembered the sensation, the mixture of pain and itchiness. I felt something moving near the wound on my neck, so I scratched it again to get rid of whatever it was. My hand got sticky and wet with blood again. I can't see what the things are because I don't have a mirror, but I know. They're already spreading throughout my entire body, causing the itchiness on my arms and the back of my knees. If I'd never experienced this before, I think I got bit by a bad bug or something. But unfortunately, I already know what's causing this itchiness. Oh god, Rena. Please don't bleed out and die right now. I said it with hatred. Why now? Why here? It's the maggot disease, without a doubt. If I cut the veins on my arms, the dusky red gross things would flow out. But it's impossible. I didn't get any suspicious shots. But it doesn't have to be a shot. They might have put the drug in my food, and I might have eaten it without noticing. I don't think they put it in the food at my house, but I used to share lunch with my friends at school. They might have put it in the lunches. Oh. That Rika who visited me just earlier was shining the flashlight on me. Though, she knew I was scratching my neck so hard it bled. Oh, yeah. Nevertheless, she acted like there was nothing wrong, and she told me that I wouldn't last long. Now I know why she was laughing at me in a sarcastic way. She knew that I wouldn't have much time left. It itches very badly, but I can't scratch. The more I scratch, the itchier it gets. And I'm not going to do the same thing Tomitake-san did. Damn it. The itchiness might not be temporary. It might actually get worse. I don't know if it's going to stop soon, or if it's going to last until I die from it. I don't know anything anymore. I just have to endure the itchiness. I wiped the blood on my neck with a towel, clenched my teeth, and tried to erase the desire to scratch my neck. The wound was throbbing. I wanted to scratch it so badly, but I couldn't do that. I fought back the desire, biting the end of the towel. Oh, God. I scratched other parts of my body really hard in order to forget about the itchiness on my neck, but it didn't really work. I just prayed for the itchiness to go away, closed my eyes, and fought back the desire. That seemed to be the best way. I let my mind go blank, breathing hard for a while. I felt like the itchiness got a little bit better. I took a deep breath, and I immediately started panicking. Staying here is more dangerous than the itchiness. Where are you gonna go? Where are you gonna go, though? I have to leave here as soon as possible. I felt it while packing my stuff. I felt the end coming closer. The end that Rika told me about earlier. I assumed I could live until the end, but I might have been wrong. I might follow the same path Tomitake-san took, way before the end comes. I was sweating like crazy, and it felt so nasty. I know it's not sweat, but I'm going to think that it's sweat for now. I wiped my neck with the towel and hurried to leave. Where is she going? Where is she going? What are we doing? Like, God, how long is this already? That was a long, oh God, we are making good time, but that's okay. That's okay. Oh God. Oh. Okay. So Rick has already given up. So it's over, right? For this timeline, right? Like, what do we do, right? Like, I guess my attitude now at this point is like, whatever doom is going to befall Rika in, we have like a day or something, like tomorrow, right? Like, how long do we have? Not long. Rika has decided she isn't going to even try and fight it, so it just doesn't matter, right? Like, what are we gonna, even if Keiichi succeeds at this point, does it matter, right? Like, but maybe there's still a chance, right? Like, Rika, like, but it's just we're so behind the ball, aren't we? Like, what do we do? You know what I mean? Like, we haven't even started. We haven't even started with whatever the broader problem is. The thing that happens to Hinamizawa, Rika's death, all of that stuff. Assuming that is just going to happen again, right? Assuming that that is, like, the end that Rika's talking about, right? That we're headed towards, right? That as long as someone like Shion or something doesn't go around and just kill everyone anyway, then, assuming it's Takano, does the same thing she did at the end of chapter 3, we're screwed, right? What do we do, right? We don't know anything about that. We have no idea how we could possibly fix that or do anything at all, or, you know what I mean? So, like, what the hell do we do? I don't know. I don't know. This area has no streetlights, so I was scared to run fast and I could barely see. The moon lit up the sky, but not my steps. The only light I had to see by was my flashlight. The light was very weak. All I could see was the flat gravel road before me. Anything the flashlight couldn't reach was in total darkness. The expression often used in novels, pitch black, wouldn't be inappropriate. I might trip over an empty can or a rock any time. Not wanting to fall, I used the flashlight to its maximum extent to watch my step, but I was still a bit nervous. I started running slower and slower until I was just walking briskly. Did I just stop running because I'm afraid of tripping in the dark? But I usually run around without watching my step during the day. I run around with Rena and Mion all the time. Tripping around in the dark, not watching your step. That's another interesting... Like, I feel like there could be some meaning you could take from that. Even if I can see what's underfoot, I don't pay any attention. I don't think I might trip. I just keep running around without a care. Yeah, and how much that's, like, changed now, I guess, in the past, like, few days, you know? How much he has to think about everything, every decision he makes in life, I guess. Rena might be feeling the same way I am right now, but that's Rena, right? Like, Rena lives every day, and has lived for so long, like, watching every step she takes, right? It's like it's always darkness for her. For Rena, the light with which she illuminates the darkness of suspicion is too weak. And the darkness of the delusion she deeply believes in is getting darker and darker. That's why she's scared to even walk on the same road she always used to take. Yeah. She fell for the contents of those ridiculous scrapbooks. People might laugh at her for that, but those scrapbooks aren't normal. They manipulate their readers' hearts and, with evil intents, take advantage of their vulnerabilities. Is that Takano's goal with them? Like, that, maybe, right? Like, I don't know why. Unless it's all an attempt to somehow activate the crazy shit that makes you go crazy, which feels like it's so much tied to, like, the victim's, like, emotional state and all that kind of stuff, you know? That evil intent captured my heart for one night. That's why I know how evil they are. At the end of this chapter, we're gonna have to talk about... We're gonna have to try and figure out what the crazy shit that makes you go crazy actually is. But we'll wait. They're just urban legends, like the prophecies of Nostradamus or the Purple Mirror. They're a bunch of feasible lies, and when you hear about them at first, you think they're too stupid to believe. But once you fall for them, it's hard to get them out of your mind for some reason. It'll be the year 1999, less than 20 years. That's the year I was born. Everybody knows about the prophecy that the world would come to an end in July of 1999. There are even some TV shows about it too, which irresponsibly fan people's fears, so some people take it seriously. Those people think that the prophecy means the outbreak of nuclear war, so some of them are making shelters in their backyards. Some of them are thinking about freezing themselves by 1999 so that they won't be exposed to radiation, only waking up after it's gone. Those people are completely serious about it. But when you think about it rationally, it's impossible that there would be an outbreak of nuclear war in 1999. It's true that the Cold War makes us think that the final war will break out any time, but both powers are actually pointing their nuclear missiles at each other, and they know there's nothing to gain for either of them to start a nuclear war. Interesting. This whole idea that, like, they're... a very different attitude than the way, like, Rika thinks about things, thinks about the impending doom of the world itself, I suppose, or even Rena, with her whole idea of, like, happiness, and how it's just gonna be over one day and there's nothing you can do. The Soviets might still do it. The Soviets would destroy the world if it meant eradicating liberalism. But that delusion that the Soviets might do it could be neatly swapped for the way Takano-san uses the Sonozaki family in her scrapbooks. Sure, right, yeah. When people create a large-scale delusion like the prophecies above, they always use an incomprehensibly unknown enemy, such as the Soviet Union, Nazi Germany, or aliens, I guess. And they say something like, you never know, they might do things like that, to try and increase the credibility of their delusion, without any evidence whatsoever. Okay, I get it, yeah. What did Takano-san know about the Sonozaki family? Nothing. All she did was use the history of Onigashiki and say that the Sonozaki family is still working behind the scenes, plotting a horrifying conspiracy. Yeah, just piece together the story that fits, with no evidence of any kind to back it up, right? Yeah. It's just like one of those large-scale prophecies. It's nothing but just a stupid story like the one about Nazi Germany, which says that Hitler is still alive and lives in an underground complex somewhere in the South Pole, continuing his plot to conquer the world. Does some people think he's in, like, Venezuela or something, or that's where he went, you know, like that whole... there's a bunch of crazy shit like that, right? Rena usually doesn't believe in stupid stories like that. But it was just bad timing, I suppose. It was right after she killed Rina Mamiya in Tepe Hojo, and was caught by us. She was in a state of panic when she heard the story. We were waiting for her to recover from the shock. But before she did and regained her strength of heart, a poison got into her and spread all throughout her body. It's like a sad thing, isn't it? It's like leaving her alone at all. That it's like if you were not there for her for just a moment, and that tiny vulnerability led to all of this, you know? When you're sick and have a weakened immune system, it's easy to get another disease. It's just like that. That's it. Rena is just sick right now. When you're very sick, in bed with high fever, you sometimes feel like you might die from it. But most of the time, you're just overreacting. You get better soon after you take a medicine, eat healthy food, and sleep a lot. That's how she is right now. She caught a mental cold, that's all. Oh, I don't know if it's that simple though, right? Like, she needs to get better soon, or she might get caught by the police. I passed several patrol cars on the way. I hid every time I saw one, since I didn't want to be questioned. Like, it's been terminal every time that we've seen. No one has lived going through the crazy shit that makes you crazy, right? Not Shion, not Keiichi, no one, not Satoshi, assumedly, no one, right? Maybe you could say Rena herself in the past, but, like, look at what's happened to her now, right? In the patrol cars looking for Rena, of course, right? I was probably passed by them twice. When I came close to Rena's house, I saw a car parked near the gates. It was obviously watching her house, trying to capture her when she'd arrive home. Mion ordered the Sonozaki family to find Rena to protect her from the police, but honestly, I'm not sure if they can. After all, Rena believes that the Sonozaki family is after her. If they don't find her, the police will eventually. If that happens, all of us who helped her bury the corpses will be caught by the police in the end. I don't know how or why the police came to suspect her. I think they only have some circumstantial evidence. I don't think they know she did it for sure. But since they're looking everywhere for her now, they must have some kind of reliable evidence. Rena, come on. You don't have time to play around with Takano-san's scrapbooks right now. It's just two groups both looking for her that think they're, like, trying to save her from the other group. Yeah, it's like such a, like, oh god. The police are after you. It was so dark that I couldn't be sure if she was down here. Ah, she's probably already gone, right? Where do you think she went? She's out into the woods? Like... But I made up my mind and headed down the slope, carefully shining my flashlight to light my way. I wanted to loudly call out Rena's name, but there might be some policemen nearby looking for her. I walked around a trash pile, then I saw a light. It was Rena. Oh, she's still here. Oh, there's gonna be blood all over her neck and stuff. I ran towards her hideout, kicking aside the trash in my way. Oh, God, Rena. Oh no, girl. Rena was standing right in front of her hideout, holding a hatchet. I couldn't blame her. She must have noticed all the noise I had made coming down the stairs. How does Keiichi prove himself to not be a doppelganger or skinwalker or alien shape-shifting parasite? I don't know.
レナ、俺だ。
今度は圭一くん。
Oh god, oh god.
今夜はいろんな人が来る夜だね。
Yeah, yeah.
俺以外にも誰かいるのか？
I shone my flashlight around, but I didn't see anybody else.
この場所はもう安全じゃないんで、
Oh.
今から場所を変えるところなの。圭一くんにも知られたくないから、ついてこないで。
Yeah, no way she can trust him, right? Like,
お前、どうしたんだよ？
oh,
その怪我。
yeah.
血だらけじゃないか。
もう落ち着いたから大丈夫だよ。
Okay.
もっともいつぶり返すかわからないけどね。
Rena's neck was all red. It looked like she had some kind of skin disease on her neck. She probably couldn't bear the itchiness and scratched at it really
タオ
hard.
ルで拭いただけじゃダメだろ。とりあえず家へ来いよ。
Oh,
ちゃんと消毒した方がいいぞ。
not gonna let that happen.
傷口は大したことないよ。それに、
Just
これは傷によるものじゃない。
pushing everyone away even stronger than ever, right? Like, and that makes sense, you know? It's like she, again, the amazing scene, the friendship scene, everything, right? It makes sense that following her like, her beginning to accept it and being able to, like, rely on people and friends and all of that, you know? I think it makes sense that she immediately, like, rebounds the other direction so strongly, you know? Because it's so hard. It's like you open yourself up to it, and it's like the two options are either you're able to accept it, or it's like you think, oh, what the hell am I doing? And she goes further to the other side than ever, you know? Like, yeah.
もう手遅れだし。
手遅れ？どういうことだよ？
富武さんを死に導いた何か。
Oh, God.
私もいつの間にか服毒させられてるみたいなの。
Think she's just gonna die? It's
注
just
射なんて
over?
物騒な方法じゃない。
Ah,
多分それは弁当のおかずに混ぜられてたの。覚えてる？先日みーちゃんが卵焼きを一
Ooh, I
人
see.
一個ずつ分けてくれたよね。
right.
あの時にやられたんだと思う。遅効性なところがうまいよね。くそ。
Rena kicked the dirt with hatred. She was almost literally kicking Mion's goodwill to the
おい、
curb.
レナ。
Oh, God, don't bring this song back.
お前、本気でミオンがそんなことすると思ってるのか？
Yeah, right? Like, it's insane how quick we've got here, right? Isn't it? Compared to just, like, you know, last time this was playing, everything that was happening then, right? Like, God, how do we, you know? Like, I just think Rena has spiraled so far in her own head, she doesn't even, you know, like, God.
ん？
Rena looked stunned, and she stared straight at me, because Rena does think people are capable of that. She thinks, yeah, right? I noticed a slight accusation in her eyes. I can tell by looking into her eyes that she wants to say, what are you talking about? I already told you that the Sonozaki family is the mastermind behind the conspiracy. It just paints this whole idea that her whole attitude about all of this in the first place, this whole idea of enemies and all of that, it's so negative, you know, that there's just these evil people out there to kill you and ruin your life. And then that's just it. Some people are just like that. You know, there's no room for, like, the positive, like...
第一よ。あの日の卵焼き、ミオンは一人に一つずつなんか分けてないだろ。
Mion cut her omelet into 5 pieces, and she told us to take one if we wanted. Oh, that kind of makes it worse, doesn't it? That kind of makes it worse, right? That Rena chose to do it, you know? That like, undermines Rena, like, trusting them in the first place. That's gonna tell her that she shouldn't have, that she should have known, you know? That she opened herself up and let herself trust other people for once, after the whole friendship stuff, and then it just backfired on her, of course, you know? Rena took the end piece of the omelet before anybody else took one. She said it looked cute and ate it right there.
違うよ。みーちゃんは毒が入ってた卵焼きを私にわざと食べさせようとしたんだよ。
Yeah, by like...
レナ、
Hmm.
都合よく記憶を書き換えるなよ。
by being her friend and, like, tempting her to, you know, with friendship, I guess.
タッパーの蓋の上に、こう、ちょんちょんと5つ並べたんじゃないか。
並べてないよ。一人に一つずつ配った。
そんなこと、今までにあったか？
True. I mean, they literally don't do it like that. They do just, like, steal each other's lunch, right? That's what they always do. But no, viewing it through the lens of, like, the friendship angle, right? That's what they do as friends. So in a sense, that's what Mion, like, abused in Rena's mind, right? And that's the whole thing.
互いの弁当箱を好きにつつくバイキング形式だぜ。これは誰の分なんて、お上品に分けっこしたことなんて一度もねえじゃねえか。
She looked at me with that accusation in her eyes. To Rena, everything that comes out of my mouth must sound like a lie. To her, it's a fact that she was poisoned. She knows for sure that the drug was in the omelet. That's why she's contradicting me, because I'm saying something different. I didn't come here to make her mad. I realized that disagreeing would only escalate her anger, so I decided not
それよりさ、ここはもう安全な場所じゃないって。どこへ行くつもりだよ。
さあね。適当に探すよ。
Ooh.
寝るところなんてそうそう見つからねえだろ。俺の家に来いよ。
ありがたいけど、
Yeah.
辞退するね。
No way,
その
right?
崎家の手先が村中を探し回ってる。圭一くんが裏切って私を売るとは思いたくないけど、
Can't
かばいきれるとも思えない。
trust others, of course, right?
そ
Yeah.
の崎家の手先が探し回ってるってのは、警察がレナを探し回ってるんだ。
なんで？大石さんは味方だし、私のことは放っておくように言ってある。
Well,
私を
he didn't
探すなん
listen.
てありえないよ。
What's sad about Oishi is too, he thinks she's in danger, and that's why he sent all the cops after her, right? Like, it's not even from Oishi. He's just trying to, like, actually do something good.
多分
So, you know?
リナと鉄平を殺したことがどこかで漏れたんじゃないかと思う。
Well, no, not that.
ああ、そういうことか。
I was relieved that we were finally on the same page, but I realized I was wrong right away when she laughed in self-derision. Oh, that Oishi actually wasn't on her side the whole time, of course, him too.
どうして警察があの殺しのことを感づいたかわかる？
いや、わかるわけないだろう。
Nobody saw her killing them. Nobody saw us burying the corpses. We buried them deep in the mountains, and we camouflaged the spot perfectly. Or is it gonna be... Plus, Mion moved them to a secret place afterwards. So, it's impossible that the corpses would be found.
今日の夕方ね。
And they were gone.
私
Yeah.
あの二人の死体を
The Mion
埋めた
betrayed
場所
her.
に戻ったの。
Or someone did.
そしたら、
That didn't sound good. Of course. Rena had no idea that Mion took care of the corpses. She'd think the corpses were still buried there.
なかったの。 死体が。誰かが掘り返して死体を持ち去った。
Oh.
いや、レナ、それ、
あんな場所、誰かが偶然掘り返すわけもない。
And as Keiichi tries to explain it, she's gonna think, like, oh god, oh
それ
god.
に、あの場所は私が決めた。だからあの場所に埋まっていることは、あの
Yeah,
場に居合わ
yeah.
せた人間しか
And
知らない。
what a betrayal, right?
そうだ。だからそれは。
誰がやったかは分かってる。みーちゃんだよ。私が警察と結託することがないよう、保険が欲しかったに違いない。
No, it is not
その
that.
崎家に探させるだけじゃなく、警察にも探させるとはね。連中もなりふり構ってられないってことか。
ミオンがそんなことするわけねえだろ。
Oh, she does. Yeah, she does.
したんだよ。
Yeah, right? It doesn't matter. I guess in her head, it doesn't matter if you think someone would do that or not. She just thinks they did. So, yeah, right? Like...
いや、しねえな。ミオンも俺たちも、みんな仲間だぞ。
But what does that mean to her, right? Clearly, that must have meant nothing, right? Clearly she was wrong to have reached out her hand and tried, you know, like, just all of that,
たとえ
right?
世界が全部敵になったとしたって、仲間は最後まで味方なんだ。だからミオンがレナを売ることは、海水が全部蒸発するような天変地異があったって、
but then what,
絶対にありえない。
But then what?
みーちゃんの肩をどうして持つの？
Yeah.
逆だろ。なんでミオンをそこまで疑うんだよ。
'Cause she has to.
そんなのは決まってるでしょ。ミオさんの暴いた致命的な事実は、狂信者たちの偉大な計画の実現。
I think it's deeper. It's deeper than that, obviously, right? Like, it's not even, you know, this is like the cope answer that Rena has. I think she has to doubt her, in like a weird way. You know what I mean? Like, I think it really just does just all go back to that scene with her reaching out her hand and accepting this connection and friendship and relying on people. And she can't let herself do that. So more than anything, that is what led her to being so predisposed to accepting all of this horrible conspiracy that makes her doubt her friends and think Mion's evil and all of this, right? Of course, you know, because it's like she thinks that that's how it actually should be, and that's how it has to be, and that she was, like, foolish to have thought anything else for any time, you know? That's what led her to being able to accept this so easily, you know? God.
いいか、あの死体がなくなっていたのは確かにミオンが掘り返したからだ。
やっぱりそうじゃない。
God. Oh, they're just gonna start yelling at each other. Like,
いいか、ミオンが死体を掘り返したのはあの埋めた場所が安全じゃないことが分かったからなんだ。
And like this whole explanation he's giving her is just as valid. It's just as like it fits together just as well as all of the explanations Rena's come up with to doubt Mion. Just Rena isn't going to accept them because of the condition on which one of them relies on her trusting people and trusting her friends, and the other one undermines that trust, which she is much more like predisposed to, right? Which she thinks is like how the real world works, right? So she's not going to accept this at all, right?
だからミオンはレナを守るために死体を掘り返してくれたんだよ。
Yeah, she thinks that's like stupid and naive, right? And like, yeah. How idiotic, right? Rena laughed at me like I was stupid or something. I could tell she didn't understand anything I was saying.
そんなのみーちゃんの口から出まかせに決まってるでしょ。ケイイチ君の前ではいいこぶりたいあの子の汚いやり方だって。
God.
あのな、じゃあどうすりゃよかったんだよ。今年の夏にエイリン書が見つけちまうかもしれないと知ってて放置しとくのかよ。
She just doesn't
そんなことできるわけねえだろ。
doesn't think any of that's true at all, so.
そのエイリン書の伐採計画というのがそもそもみーちゃんの作り話だってどうしてわからないのかな。
It's like she was so close. She was so close to being able to have like happiness, right? Like it could have been something that upended her entire worldview and the entire way she views happiness and other people and friends and everything, you know? And it's, I guess, just all of this has been downstream from her like, struggle with that, right? Kind of her refusal to be able to have that happen, right? Like, of course, you know, because that is, like, such a dramatic thing, you know? Like, of course it's led to this, I guess.
わからねえのはレナの方だろ。
After I yelled at her, she gave me an icy look. She stared into my eyes, as if trying to find out what I came here for. Yeah.
レナの目を覚ましに来たんだ。
Oh.
お前は高野さんのスクラップ帳のせいでとんでもない狂った夢
but there's too much that lines up for her, right? That she's made to line up.
最初のうちは面白い話だと思ってたが、
Yeah,
そろそろ
right?
にならないと思い始めた。
There's just no way.
お前は今ちょっとした病気なんだよ。
ああ、リカもどきにも病気だって言われたっけね。
Yeah, right? Like that, for example, like Rika. How the hell would Keiichi explain that away?
確かに、内脇病はもう始まってるし。
ああ、もう違うんだ。とにかく俺の話を聞け。しばらくの間、横になってじっくりと休まねえか。
She can't do that. No, she's gotta fight.
ミオンの家にかくまってもらった方が安全なんだ。警察からもかくまえるしな。でもそれでもミオンが信用できないってんなら、俺の家でもいい。とにかくこんな休めない場所で縮こまってだって、
Oh God.
心にいいわけがないんだ。
How like horrible it is, right? Like Keiichi seeing her like this, like it's so.
まずは俺の家に行こう。
She'll just reject it, right? So what do you do, right?
ちょいと熱を冷ましてみないか。
What do you do?
そうすりゃレナもすぐに気づくさ。
何を言ってるの、ケイイチ君。私がおかしくなってるって言い。
No, you're not crazy.
おかしいのはお前たちの方なんだ。
Oh.
お前たちは寄生虫に乗っ取られて、知らず知らずのうちに奴らに操られているだけ。ケイイチ君も傍観者のつもりでいるけど、実は被害者の一人なんだよ。それに気づけないのが
This whole thing, this whole idea that everyone else is being controlled by the parasite, and that she's the one with her eyes open, and all of this, right? That she, that she can see, like, God, the way she was talking about, like, being depressed earlier, it makes me think of all that so much, right? Because, like, that's what, like, people say about depression, and it's, like, very true, right? Is that, like, when you're depressed, it doesn't feel like there's, like, it doesn't feel like you're depressed. Well, it does. It doesn't feel like there's, like, some kind of, thing making the world seem different. No, it feels like you are seeing the way the world, like, really is, right? Like, it's like the attitude you can easily feel yourself have of, like, not understanding how anyone can find, like, joy or meaning in, like, anything, right? And that it's like they're like stupid, and that they don't get it, that it's all just, like, meaningless, and that it's all just, like, like, that's what, like, depression can make you think. So that's just what it feels like, right? It's rather than depression, there's like a quote about it where it's like, rather than depression being like putting on, like, sunglasses and seeing everything through, like, some kind of dark, like, lens or something. It's like the curtains have been opened, it feels like depression, like, makes you think that it's like you were seeing the way things really are, and you were, like, foolish and stupid before, or, like, naive, right? That's just this whole idea, just on the base of it, this whole idea of the parasite controlling everyone else, and everyone else being, like, fooled and tricked, and Rena being the one person who can see the reality. It just all feels so, like, connected to that to me, right? That it's like, yeah, that she's unable to accept it. She can't accept happiness. She can't, it's like she's unable to accept it, She can't, it can't be that simple. It can't be like that, It has to be this kind of crazy, she has to go to this extent to accept and come up with this crazy idea of all this insane connecting stuff to bring herself to reject it,
私がきっと圭一君たちを救ってあげるから、今は私を信じていて。
おかしいのはお前たちの方って。
How would she save everyone, right?
じゃあレナは村が丸ごとおかしくて。
Yeah.
自分だけが正しいっていうのかよ。
That's easier to accept than yourself being crazy. It really is.
Hinamizawaだけじゃないかもしれないね。
Yeah.
もはや奴らの魔種は獅子骨市全域、あるいは県内全域にまで及んでいるかもしれない。でも私だけは正しいの。ミオさんのスクラップのおかげでそれに気づけた。圭一君だって気づけたんじゃなかったっけ？
待てよレナ。待てよレナ。自分以外世界中が全ておかしいって。おかしいのは自分だけなんだよ。
I guess, right? But she thinks that she's right.
世界は最初から何も変わってねえし、おかしくもなんともない。
So meaningful hearing Keiichi say that, because it mirrors, like, chapter 3 for Keiichi as well, like him thinking he was in the demon world and stuff after killing Teppei, Yeah.
レナの敵でもなんでもない。自分だけが正しくて世界が全部敵なんてことはありえないんだよ。それはつまり自分だけが敵ってことなんだよ。
That's true. No, that's actually so true, isn't it? Right? Like, just her whole... Yeah.
かわいそうな圭一君。でも仕方がないよ。ミオさんの真実は誰もが受け入れられるものではない。
God.
ミオさん自身、この内容が本当に真実か、まだ測りかねていた節があったしね。
What's the song called again? Confession.
だから圭一君が受け入れられないことを私は理解できる。だからそんな圭一君を救うために私は頑張るよ。頑張って戦って必ず圭一君たちを支配している奴らをやっつけてやるから。
Fight for the 1%. It's just so, like... Oh, God. Rena, that's stupid. That's just idiotic. You feel sorry for me? You're stupid. Why don't you understand? Why do you still believe a crazy, stupid story like this? You're just interpreting everything to suit your convenience.
そして私が消されるのと同時に入れ替わることになっている。
Yeah, right? Like, what the hell?
Start
talking about the aliens, Rena. Come on, lay it all out.
もういいや。
Oh god, okay, alright, let's hear it. Sure, yeah. There we go, yeah, perfect. There we go. It's the aliens, it's the alien doppelganger skinwalkers, yeah. God. Of course. Mochiron, naturally, yeah.
世界各地に散らばる宇宙人説と合致するの。偉大な文明が起こるとき、偉人は必ず宇宙から現れる。
Rena watched Ancient Aliens on History Channel. It's over.
宇宙から優れた英知を持って地球を訪れ、いつまでも未熟な地球人類の進化を促そうと。
Hey, wait just a minute. You must be kidding, right, Rena? The parasite theory was interesting, but aliens? Come on, that's just nonsense. But Rena believes this theory so seriously, and she feels sorry for me because I can't accept it. How ridiculous it is, right? But that's the point, isn't it? Right? Like, I like that because if I connect it to that idea, that same idea that like depression gives you, it's like this idea, which is like kind of a representation of that too. It being so ridiculous, like makes sense.
だが時折勘のいい人間が生まれ、その支配の実態を暴こうとした。彼らはそれを取り除き、コミュニティを維持するために様々な拉致を行ったの。そして、時には金属片を埋め込みそのコントロールを得たり、あるいは外見だけを共有した別の存在と入れ替えることによって支配を続け。そいつらは、ミオさんのコピーを。私のコピーを生んだ。リカちゃんのコピーもさっき来たんだよ。
Is right,
そいつと話をしてみた。そいつは宇宙から来た存在であることを
No, she didn't. No, she didn't. When did she say that? Oh, when did she say that, Rena? What are you talking about? I think I would have noticed if Rena said that she came from space. It's like, what did she possibly interpret? What did she possibly interpret in that sentence? In that conversation, I mean, with Rika, that meant that Rika came from space. It's like, I can't scroll up that far, right? Like, what? No, I can't. What would she have possibly interpreted as that? Like,
破滅の日が近いことを告白し、私にあがけるものならあがけと嘲笑った。私は戦うよ。
Oh God.
人類を奴らの家畜になどしてたまるか。
Yeah, what do you have to say to this, Keiichi? Huh? Like,
絶対に
impossible for her to accept it. She has to fight. She has to fight everything, right? She has to fight, like, I guess I just feel like this attitude of her wanting to fight, right? Even just comes from, like, just it's not even this conspiracy and everything. It's just that whole idea of, like, her entire worldview and everything changing. It's her fighting against being able to accept friends and other people and everything, right? Like, it's like she can't, you know? Like, you're so stupid. I stepped towards Rena and slapped her in the face. Oh, Keiichi. It's over. What? Oh, God. I was hoping it would return her to sanity. It won't. Oh, God.
Rena.
Keiichi will fight, right? Keiichi will fight. That's what we need. Keiichi's will. Keiichi has the will. He has the power. He has the ability. We know that. We know it's, like, unbreakable, basically, right? Like, come on, right? He can do it. He will beat Rena into submission. Hopefully not literally, but, like, you know what I mean, right? In terms of the power of their will, like, let's, come on.
もう忘れたか。まさにこの場所だ。それもほんの数日前だ。
Yeah.
俺たち仲間たちはこの場所で全員で手を取り合ったよな。
It's gonna hurt so much when whatever Rena has to say about that now, though.
仲間家族同然だって認め合ったよな。
Rena played with her wrist. She didn't interrupt, so I continued.
お前の言う宇宙人が地球を侵略してるって話
Oh, God.
お前たとえ世界中が信じなくても俺は信じてやる。俺はお前の仲間で
But
一番最初の味方だから
but you can't, right? But that's the problem. Is you can't believe her on that though, because that's wrong, and it's not true, and that in and of itself is a rejection of all of these meaningful things, right? So I think that's the problem here, is you can't accept that, right? Because what does that mean, you know?
でもな、ならお前も聞いてくれ。仲間で味方の俺の言葉を聞いてくれ。あの高野さんのスクラップ帳はでっち上げのインチキなんだよ。
Oh god, not this track again. Oh no. Oh, not this track again. I'm gonna lose it.
南沢の古い歴史をいろいろに解釈して遊んで、陳説を書き上げては人に読ませて回っているだけなんだ。だから寄生虫がどうのこうのという説以外にも UFO がどうこうとか地底人がどうこうなんていうとんでもないのまでたくさんあるんだ。だからレナが読んだスクラップ帳は高野さん自慢の最新作でしかないんだよ。ほら、あの人って人をからかうみたいなところがあるだろう。
It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. It's too much, right? It's too much for this. You know, it doesn't matter what Keiichi says to her here, I think. I don't think there's any way to get through to her in this way. But then how do we? What do we do? Right? Like again, it's like that whole idea that vibe that I got from the scene, you know, when the whole family of friends scene, right? Where like, yeah, Keiichi can say all this, and it feels so strong, it's so meaningful, it means so much to me. But it doesn't change anything about what's already happened and the path that we're on. And all of that, right? And like right now, I guess we're kind of seeing that, we're seeing the response to that maybe. How no matter what Keiichi says here, I don't think there's any way he's going to be able to get through to her and change everything, right? So then what do you do? What do you do, right? What do you do after that, right? How can you do more than talk to someone, I guess, right? Like, put things into action, I guess, right? Show her somehow through your actions, but how do you do that, right? I don't know.
単なる捜索なら、ミオさんはどうして殺されたの？
I don't know. We don't know.
検視結果では死後24時間の
God, we don't know. We don't know.
どうして祭りの夜に歩いていたの？富武さんの死因は？
God.
園崎家は？Hinamizawaの伝説は？
What about Rika, right? Yeah, right?
リカちゃんは？
We don't have answers.
全部創作？
You know?
世界中が私たちを騙すために嘘をついているって、そういうの？
That's kind of what it comes back to, right? The whole world lying to us, I guess, you know? Like, that's what all of this comes from for Rena, I think. She feels like the everything that happens in that scene with friendship and everything, right, was in a way Rena having to accept like a lie, right? That's what she felt about it, and she can't do that, and that is what has led to this, right? It's just, it can't be that though. Like, that's come up, right? How if Rena could just be dumb, everything would be fine, but she can't do that. Oh.
食事が信用できないなら自前で好きにしてくれたっていい。とにかく俺の言うことを今だけでいいから。
But she can't though, right? It's like we're gonna break that, you know? Yeah.
証拠も根拠もたくさんある。なのに圭一君は自分を信じてくれの一点張り。どっちが正しいかなんて明白でしょ？
God.
ああ、明白だな。俺だ。
Of course, right? Yeah, there we go, right? Because that matters more.
よくそんなことを言い切れるね。
ああ、そんなのは簡単さ。俺がレナの仲間だからだ。
Right, and that matters more than any of this, right? There we go, right? Come on. Oh, but it's such a nice idea, but it's not true exactly, right? Like, it's in theory, yeah, right? And you want to say that's true, and that's what friendship means, and I kind of do agree with that, but it can't be that simple, and we need an answer to that, right? That's Rena's problem too. Oh, I heard a thud. Rena dropped the hatchet. She staggered, holding her head in her hands. She was muttering something, and it looked like she was asking herself questions. He wants me to trust him, but he has no evidence to prove he's right. He's being absurd. Or maybe he's right and I'm wrong? Am I really just misunderstanding everything? It would be wonderful if that was true. I wished I was wrong so many times. This just all goes back to that, right? Like, everything with her parents and everything with Rena and Teppei and everything. Just, you know, she can't let it happen again. She can't let this slip past her, right? So she can't accept it. She can't. I wished Mio-san's scrapbooks are nothing but a bunch of stories, but the parasite doesn't exist. Some coincidences happened to connect together, and I interpreted them in the wrong way. I really wish that was the case. Don't give up, Rena Ryugu. Be cool, Rena Ryugu. This guy's poison in his words. He's trying to take advantage of my weakness, because that's how she views it. That's how she views that at the base of it, that's how she views friendship, right? That never changed, right? That's how she views other people. Fundamentally, right, is she's always worried that others are the enemy, and that's what it is, right? Like, everything is too obvious not to believe. It's obvious that the aliens have been trying to invade Earth, using this village as their base ever since it was called Onigashiki. Keiichi-kun is a victim who's being controlled by them. He's just a victim. But when he grabbed my wrist really hard on that day, I could tell his intentions were true. Oh, playing with her wrist? Yeah. Oh, I still remember the strength of his grip on my wrist. He tried to save me, his friends. She can't tell herself that's fake either, right? So she can't. Surely she can't, right? I got lost in this crazy delusional maze many times. I prayed over and over that somebody would help me. And now, my prayers are answered, and Keiichi-kun is reaching for my hand again. But don't forget, Rena Ryugu. This guy says he's your friend, but he hasn't told you everything about himself. Don't you remember? Oishi-san told you about it. He told me what he found out. I couldn't trust my friends, so Oishi checked on everybody, including Keiichi-kun. That's why I know about what he did before he moved here. Talk about an Onikakushi, like, parallel, huh? What do you mean? What do you mean? He looks like a good guy on the outside, but he's crazy on the inside. I can't trust him. I shouldn't trust him. That same horrible, unfair way of thinking, just like Keiichi did to Rena in Chapter 1. Like, so what? I don't care who he was before he moved here. I did many bad things in Ibaraki too, right? Yeah. I did many unforgivable things. I hurt my friends really badly, broke the windows at the school, and was suspended. I was a very bad girl. Did he treat me differently because of that? No, he didn't. Rena Ryugu was Rena Ryugu. He'll forgive me because it was Rena Ryugu who did all those bad things in Ibaraki. Ooh. But that's also just a bad way to think of it, right? To separate yourself from it in that way. He won't forgive me. I should know better. Keiichi Maibara believes that I'm a kind and modest girl, because he doesn't know Rena. If he found out about Rena, what would he do? Oh, no. Oh, no. He wouldn't do anything. He wouldn't be scared of me. But he was. Rena is Rena. Rena is a different girl. The same goes with Keiichi-kun. I don't care who he was before he moved here. We're even.
大丈夫かレナ
触るな
Ah,
汚らわしい
God. Rena knocked my hand aside when I reached for her.
さっきから聞いていれば仲間とやかましい仲間だから信じろ仲間だから世界中すべてより正しいだとそれこそ妄言じゃないか
Yeah.
なんと言われたって俺はお前の仲間だだから絶対にお前のためになることを言っている疑うな絶対に俺が正しい
Oh, God. Just impossible for her to accept, right? Like...
へえじゃあ聞いてもいい
あ何でも聞け
仲間ってのは隠し事なん
Oh,
てないんだよ
God.
ね
Didn't Keiichi say, like, that same thing in Chapter 1?
当然だ隠し事なんかしない
嘘だよ
Oh.
嘘なんかつかない
嘘だ
Oh. God.
何がおかしいよ
圭一くん隠し通せてるつもりなんだ私知ってるんだよ圭一くんが引っ越してくる直前にどういうことしてた
What did he do? What is she referring to, right? Like, we got a bunch of stuff about his backstory in Chapter 3, like when he's digging the hole, right? What could she be referring to? I felt as if my entire body was covered in frosty needles. My body and mind froze all of a sudden. I don't believe this. I don't believe this. How come she knows about that?
大石さんに調べてもらったんだよ。みんなのこと。そしたら圭一君、引っ越しの前はとんでもない人だったんだよね。
It's like when Keiichi confronted Mion too at the end of chapter 1 and like was screaming at her about her being arrested and stuff, you know?
やめろ。あれは違うんだ。
Oh.
ずいぶん悪いことしてたみたいだね。
No.
さとこちゃんとリカちゃんにも
What? Did he
話
like
しておかないとね。
bully people or something?
こんな危ない人が身近にいた
Oh
なんて
God.
信じられないよ。
違う。それはたまたまなんだ。
児童連続襲撃事件。
Oh, really?
すごい。ひなみざわの連続開始事件に負けないくらいインパクトあるよ。
違うんだよ。あれは本当に。
What happened?
何がどう違うの？数週間の間に人気のないところを歩く小さな子供ばかりを狙って通りがかりにモデルガンで撃ちつける恐ろしい事件だった。
Wonder what led him to that, huh? Like, because we know, I mean, like, we got so much about his backstory and the way he thinks about himself and stuff in chapter 3. I don't know.
市内一帯は一時期騒然。PTA が交差点ごとに立ち、集団下校にもなったんだってね。目に当たって大怪我した子もいたんでしょ。
Oh God. Oh, it's just like Rena, right? Like,
幸い後遺症にはならなかったそうだけど。モデルガンなんて武器を持ちながら、それでも小さな子しか狙わないいやらしさ。そんなことして何が楽しかったの？
oh God.
でも楽しかったからずっと続けてたんだよね。そのくせ途中で両親の呵責に耐えられなくなってご両親と一緒に自首。責任取るのもご両親と一緒じゃないとダメなわけ。
Oh.
少年法って親切よね。被害者にも犯人の名前は公開されないし。
God. I see.
お父さんが大金持ちだったから示談金をたくさん積んでくれたんだよね。それで大ごとにしない約束を取り付けてまったりとしばらくは保護観察。それでほとぼりが冷めた頃合いにお金に任せて遠方へ引っ越しして全部チャラ。いいねお金持ちは。
違うんだ。
Oh, God.
そんなことどうして今まで黙って
It's
た
how
の？
would he, huh? He's never thought about it a single time. He's like, he's unable to, I guess. We've not heard anything about that, right? It makes me think, I mean, just what it does make me think about is just the first lines of the whole story, right? Like the anyone can be forgiven for anything thing, right? It's God, it makes so much more sense with Keiichi thinking of Hinamizawa as like a fresh start and stuff, right? Like, there's that idea that he like did something that he regretted and had like that idea, right? Like the things he was thinking early on, about like changing his personality so much and making himself almost into a new person since he's in Hinamizawa now. Yeah, like oh, God.
前の学校ではずっと勉強漬けだった？どうしてそんな嘘をつくの？
It's not a lie.
ごめん。嘘ってわけじゃ。
仲間ってのは隠し事なんかなしでしょ？そうでしょ？じゃあお前は仲間じゃない。
God. The blades of her words hit hard, and they made my eyes bleed. The blood was clear, and it tasted
私も
salty.
過去の事件からお前が怪しいと思う。
God.
それを隠しきれてると思わないで。
I remember how deeply I regretted it. I couldn't regret enough. I wanted to forget it, but I couldn't. I made a stupid mistake. Why does she have to bring it up now? I apologized and accepted everything, and I moved here to put it behind me. I wanted to have a fresh start in Hinamizawa. I swore to myself to live a clean life from then on. Everything is ruined now. Oh, I'll be a criminal, no matter where I go. I was stressed out with my exam studies. I was frustrated. I randomly shot people. I didn't care if it was girls or kids. Why did I do something so stupid? There was no reason. I had no reason to do that. I just wanted to get somebody's attention. I didn't have the courage to tell my parents that I didn't want to study. I just wanted somebody to scold me, so I used a childish way to get attention. I regret what I did. I swear I'll never do something that stupid again. If I do it again, they can send me to the chair. If there was something I could do to be completely forgiven, I'd do it, no matter what it was. Ooh. But, no matter how deeply I regret it, and no matter how long I atone for my sin, I'll never be forgiven. That's why I wanted to sweep the whole thing under the carpet, and have a fresh start. I have nothing to say if somebody tells me that forgetting my sin is an act of cowardice. Sins are sins. You can't just get rid of them. Oh, yeah, man. That's been brought up, huh? You have to carry them for the rest of your life. I know that's the fate of a sinner. God, like everything he said to Shion is so, yeah. If you don't want to live like that, don't be a sinner. I understand that logic too. But then, how are sinners supposed to live? The same way that, like, he would tell himself that, like, that... No, I don't know. Yeah. God. I didn't notice until she spoke that I was on my knees, hanging my head. Oh, God. When I picked up the hatchet she dropped earlier, I wanted her to hit my head with it. Yeah, that's right. If anything's going to be torn apart, I'd rather it be my body. Compared to the pain of my heart being torn to shreds, I'd rather she cut my head off. I believed it. I still believe it. I still believe it right at this moment. I believe that I'm their friends. But in fact, I'm starting to become aware of it. I want to believe I am their friends, because I don't want to accept my past. I'm trying to tell myself that, but I feel stupid crying like this. My face is all messy with tears. I was never their friend. I'm a sinner, and I hid my past from them. I hid it because I was scared. I told her that friends don't hide anything from another, and I hid my past from them. I hid my sin from them. My past has nothing to do with how I'd live my life here. If I ever attacked a kid in this village just because I was frustrated, I wouldn't mind if they killed me and cut me into pieces. But I'll never do anything like that again. I just want to live normally. What I did before I moved here has nothing to do with my life now. For instance, Rena moved here too. I wouldn't change the way I see her, even if I found out she did something bad before she moved here. But you did in chapter 1, right? I wouldn't, would I? Even if Rena beat some of her friends or broke all the windows of her school, I wouldn't care because it happened in Ibaraki. She didn't do that in Hinamizawa. Rena is Rena. She's my best friend. But you have to be able to accept that even if she did do it in Hinamizawa, right? You can't separate it. You can't say Rena that it was Rena who did that. You can't say that she did it somewhere else so it doesn't matter. You can't separate yourself from it and tell yourself that it's different now, make a new you. No, because you still did do it. It's still part of yourself, and that's part of Rena. But you have to be able to come to terms with that, right? You have to be able to, you know, you can't just run away from it, right? That's not what you can do. That's not a solution either. That's why I wouldn't see her differently, even if I found out about her past. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. I'd keep a distance from her if I found out she really did such things. I'd be scared of her. I wouldn't try to listen to her. Why? It's just a rumor. Why would I be scared of her? She's my best friend. If I was in her situation, would I reject her just like she did? Rena's rejection of me was completely natural. It's natural. Does that mean it's good? Does that mean it's a good thing? No. Does that mean it's something that you shouldn't fight against? That it's good? Like, no, not at all. Then what am I supposed to do? I was the only one crying. Rena wasn't crying. She looked at me as if she was looking at something dirty. After giving me a nasty look, she disappeared into the darkness. Rena didn't forgive me. There's nothing I could do to atone for my sin but to keep crying, still down on my knees. God, Jesus. Man. Oh. Oh, God. I'm absolutely gonna have a lot of stuff to say about all of that scene. I just feel like I can't right now. And I'm gonna have to think about it. I'm gonna have to I just can't. I just can't right now. We'll have to do it next time. To think the implications of all of that stuff and like all the connections that makes for me and like what I feel, because I feel like it's so important just for the whole story, just the whole overarching theme of the entire story and everything, right? I literally just don't have it in me to talk about it right now. I have to think about it. The reason we moved to Hinamizawa. I don't remember how many years ago it was. There was this beautiful village surrounded by nature, but the village was going to be submerged in water because of a new dam project, and the villagers protested against it en masse. They held a sightseeing tour so people from other places could enjoy the local beauty. I joined the tour out of simple curiosity. I wanted to take a look at the nature that might sink under the water. Is this one of Keiichi's parents? But when I got there, the place took my breath away. The air was so clean and clear, and the landscape was beautiful beyond words. Since then, I was hooked on the inspiring nature of the place. I fell in love with the village so much that I was very glad when I heard that the dam project was cancelled. That village is where I'm building our new house, yeah. When I visited there, I found a beautiful field of wildflowers. I saw 2 cute girls playing in that field. Both of them were very beautiful, with long, straight hair. They were probably neighbors or best friends. I still remember how they looked. One of them had a very beautiful face with a clear-cut profile for her age, and the other had a very pretty, innocent look. I'm sure both of them will grow up into fine, beautiful ladies in the future. They were running around in the field like they were dancing. I asked them if the field was their playground. They said they were playing in hopes that newcomers would move to the village. Then I saw a sign saying, "Lot for sale." That was when I began to think that it might be a great place to live. There's nothing here, and things are a bit inconvenient compared to the life in a city. But I sincerely believe that this was the best place for us to start a new life together as a family. A lot of things happened back in the city, but the past is the past. It's best that we move on. We learn from our mistakes, and I hope we can start a new, more ideal life in this village. Keiichi, I hope you'll grow to love it here as much as I do. You do? I'm happy to hear that. I'm also happy that we've been doing a lot better as a family since we moved here. Back in the city, we were far from close. So, I'm truly happy that we're able to start from scratch. Now that I come to think about it, I've never had a chance to have a conversation with you like this before. Oh, Keiichi, do you know any 2 beautiful girls with long straight hair in your school? I wonder who it was, I think they're a lot younger than you. I mean, Rika, but not Sadako. Oh, you know 2 young beautiful girls, but one has short hair, huh? I don't think they're the ones I saw. You want to know why I asked? Oh, I just wanted to ask them to be models for my portraits. I don't know about that. I was thinking of making them wear cute costumes. Right. Basically, I just wanted to see them again for artistic reasons. So, if you happen to see them, let your dad know, okay? Promise me, okay? Right. Cough. But that was sweet. Okay, next time, I'm sure we'll have a lot to talk about. This was a long one. It's a late upload, too. I'm doing bad on my recording times lately, but, I mean, it's fine, right? Come on, it's a long one. You guys are happy with that, right? Come on. Okay, well, I mean, that was it. Is next chapter the last one? We normally have 12, right? So, it might be, although no, well, I don't know. Do I have all the tips? I never get achievements anymore, so I don't know if I have all the tips. Steam just doesn't give me achievements anymore for these games. I don't know why. So I have no idea if I have all the tips or not, so I don't know if that's the last chapter. I don't know. I guess we'll see next time. So if you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, leave a comment, tell me what you think, and I will see you in the next one.